But for the people that I love the most to turn their back on me like that, all because of somebody who I choose to love and they couldn't even really admit to me. What up, y'all? It's your girl J Ness, and I'm back with another freaking video. And as you can see by today's title, I'm coming to y'all with my coming out story. I wouldn't really say it's highly requested, but I feel like with everything going on right now, it's a necessary post. And also, I just wanted to share with you guys my coming out story to inspire some people, maybe if they're scared to come out or if they don't know how they're feeling about a certain somebody. This video is for y'all. So before we get started, please leave a like, a comment, please subscribe, my loves, join my lovely family, and let's get right into this video because it makes me want to cry just thinking about it. So let's just talk about it, okay? So let's start at the fact that I, to this day, do not talk to my family. I talk to my mom's side of the family because never once did they ever judge me. They love the hell out of my girlfriend, and they've just never questioned me, all because of what I choose to like. So we're gonna start talking about how I figured out that I had an attraction to females. Ever since I was a kid, really, elementary school, middle school, I will always experiment with females. And I'm not talking about eating cooch or whatever, but I'm talking like kissing, like, you know, stuff like that. So I always knew I had an attraction to females. It was just about how I went about it. Like, do I tell them that I'm attracted to them, or do I just, like, figure out if I'm really attracted to females? So I experimented for a couple years, you know, and I can honestly say you boys will not get a chance with me. So all that commenting hard eyes under my stuff, I appreciate it, but nah. But anyways, so in middle school, I had got my first official girlfriend in 8th grade. And it's kind of funny because at the time, Demira was new to our school, and she would always mess around with me in the locker room. Like, she would take my shoes or something and run around and make me chase her with it, whatever. And so that made me start calling her my best friend, and so we went from there. And you know, them relationships always start out, I think it was my best friend, whatever. So Demira ended up taking me from the girl. Like, I'm talking, she just said like she wanted me or something, or I was cute or something, and boom, we were together, and I left that other girl. So it was like my freshman year, and 2 incidents had happened. One was that there was a football game, and I was standing there waiting with my friend who I was close with at the time, him and his girlfriend. I was standing there waiting with them, and all of a sudden, because my dad was dating this lady, and I had texted the lady, and I asked her to keep it between us because I didn't want to tell my family yet. So I asked her to keep it between us because they were dating for a good amount of time, so I trusted her that she would be like another mom, somebody I could tell something to. Come to find out, nah. But anyways, sent her a long paragraph talking about how I date a female, I think I'm gay, all this other stuff. And I told her, please don't tell my family, like, let me tell them on my own when I'm ready. And long story short, what do y'all think she did? As soon as she read my message, she must have called my family. Because about 5 minutes after that, my dad called me, and he was like, what the hell do you mean? You telling people you gay and you got a girlfriend, da da da. And the first thing that popped in my head was, me personally, if I was a father, I would feel really relieved to hear that my daughter is with females. Because I know for sure my daughter ain't getting pregnant. I know for sure my daughter ain't doing no whole stuff. And I know for sure that she is happy. Like, what? So anyways, he like, what's all this mess about you being gay? Da, 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 that's not you, whatever. And that's another thing. Family will really try and belittle you to make you think that you're something or you're not something that you are, or something that you're not. And that shit sucks. It's draining as hell. It's not a good feeling at all. So, I had told him, I was like, I mean, yeah, but I really wasn't going along with it because I didn't, clearly, it wasn't liked. So I wasn't really trying to, like, go along with it too much. So eventually it turned into an argument. We hung up. That was that. So I was like really expecting my grandmother to call me because me and my grandmother were like two peas in a pot. Truly best friends, like did everything together. I'm talking going to Walmart at 4 o'clock in the morning doing stuff together. Wendy's at 2 in the morning just for some strawberry lemonade. Like we were really best friends. So I was waiting for her to call me and have something to say, but I guess the message hadn't gotten to her yet because nobody called me for the rest of that day and said anything about it. So we were crossing over into freshman year, and it was football season. And I had a friend who was on the football team, but he was injured. So one day, me, him, and his girlfriend, we were waiting for his mom to pick us all up. And no, I was waiting with them for his mom to pick them up. And all of a sudden, my phone rang, and I look at the contact, and it's my grandmother. Mind you, my dad called me a few days before this, so I really wasn't expecting my grandmother to call me days later with something to say about it. Like, I thought she was going to leave it alone, whatever. So she calls, and as soon as I answer, mind you, my grandmother does not cuss. I never heard her cuss before this. She said, "What the hell do you mean you're gay? You like girls. You date a girl." The same thing Joe Jr. The same thing my dad said, and I ain't even gonna blur that out because everybody know my dad's name and I don't really care. But the same thing basically that he said, and I will never forget that because that came from my grandmother. That came from somebody who I begged my mom, can I stay with her all week? I would just come here, sleep, and go right back with my grandmother. If I texted my grandmother at 6:30 in the morning on the day I didn't have school and said, what you doing? What do y'all think she's doing? She's coming to pick me up. On days that I didn't have school, she took me to work with her. Everybody thought she was my mom. Everybody thought that her daughter, my aunt, was my sister. So, you know, like that really hurt my heart hearing that come from her because it didn't hurt me because I disappointed her. It hurt me because I never thought that she would talk to me like that. So, y'all, I done broke my bracelet. But anyway, so she had called me, said all that, and we got into a little argument. But I just hung up because I had started crying, and then my friend's mom started holding me or whatever. So, come to find out that they accused a fight that me and my dad had, which I'll tell a little story about that, which was one day I was trying to go to church with my cousins, and I think this is around the time when I had first started high school, and people were already telling him like, oh, she was kissing this girl, when the whole time it was only ever Demira. So that never was liked apparently. So one Sunday, I think it was September 7th or something like that of 2014, whatever the first Sunday of September was, and I had told my dad I was going to church with my cousins, and we got into a really big physical fight because I guess he thought I was going to church with Demir, which even if I was, it's church. Come on now, like I'm still going to church. And we got into a real big fight. It escalated, and my grandmother watched the whole thing, and I didn't expect her to be like that. So I called my friend, and my friend took me to my job at the time, and I went about like 2 hours early, and I was calling my mom, but my mom wasn't answering because she was at work, and the job that she was working, they weren't allowed to be or have their phones. So I'm like, oh my God. So I just stayed at work, and eventually my mom had got a break, and she see my messages, and she called me, and I told her everything that happened. So she left work early and came to get me, and we went to my grandmother's house, and she was asking my grandmother what happened, and my grandmother lied and said she don't know, she didn't see anything. Mind y'all, I broke the screen door from going down the steps, and she even asked me, where do you think you're going? Thanks a lot for breaking my screen door, but you're going to tell my mom you didn't see anything? I'm like, what? Okay, so I went in the car after that because I was like, this ain't gonna go well. So, come to find out, the reason why all that was going on was because they were already getting wind of me being with a female. Which, it is what it is. Me personally, if I was a father, I'm going to want my child with a female before a man, because she ain't getting pregnant, she ain't out slutting, all that. I ain't saying I'm going to force my kids to be gay because if my kid want a boyfriend, or if my son want a girlfriend, they going to have that. Like, what? I'm just saying, I don't see no problem with gay people. I don't see no problem with straight people, unless it's incest. But anyways, so basically we was arguing about that, and then from then on my whole family like dropped me, y'all. Like, when I say dropped me, like ever since 2014, ever since that day, they do not talk to me. It really hurts because those are like the only people ever in my life see me with. Like, you really never see my grandmother without me. You never really seen me without her. On days I didn't have school, I would be at her house or at work with her. I was in church with them every day almost. My grandfather, he drove the church bus, so some days I would ride the church bus with him to pick people up. I was the president of my choir. I was the president of my dance team. I went to everybody's church's function. So much time wasted. So much time I could have put into building a relationship with my mom. Now, me and my mom do, like, yeah, we can talk, whatever, but we've never been the type to hang out and do stuff. Because I was always with them, and she was always working 2 jobs, and she still does work 2 jobs, but like, even when we have time, she's such a conserved person that we don't even think about that. Like, we don't have a terrible relationship or a bad relationship at all. We just don't have that best friend bond that I'm so used to. And I promise y'all, ever since then, my life has went downhill completely. Because when I was with them, I mean to say, I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, and if I did, it wasn't nothing. Like, it was like a little baby hit or a baby sip, whatever. Like, I didn't do no fighting, nothing. But it's like, as soon as they dropped me, I was smoking, I was drinking, I was fighting. Like, I remember one time my grandmother did try and talk to me, and we went to Bob Evans, and she had asked me how I've been. I let her know that I had gotten into a fight, and she took me home right after that because she was like, I don't know this person who you're becoming. And I'm like, I'm only becoming the person that you guys made me become, because I already had depression, already had anxiety, already had all that. But for the people that I love the most to turn their back on me like that, all because of somebody who I choose to love, and they couldn't even really admit to me, and to this day they won't, that's the reason why they don't talk to me. But sometimes when I would argue with them, they would bring my girlfriend up and like talk crap, and I would see like that's really why they do not like me. Like, but there's nothing wrong with being with a female. There's nothing wrong with a man being with a man. So if you're somebody struggling to come out because you think that nobody's going to love you and everybody's going to hate you and everybody's going to leave you, that might happen, okay? Because it happened to me. And I thank God every day that my mom and my Uma and my uncles on that side never, ever I just thank God, because without them I probably wouldn't even be here, because that's really depressing. Like, going from every day being with people, especially your family, to they have me blocked on everything. It just doesn't, it's not a good feeling. Like, I'm blocked on everything from my grandmother, and I'm blocked on everything with my dad. They don't claim me, like, and that's why when we did have conversations, they never went well. They were always arguments, or always calling each other the B word, or always cussing each other out, because they hurt me. And now I don't think that anything could ever get rekindled with any of them, because they've expressed so many things to me that I know they're not lying. I know y'all are expressing y'all's real feelings. Like, and I just want y'all to know, if any of y'all clicked this video, that y'all really broke my heart. Y'all gave me the worst case of depression that I feel like I could ever face. I used to cry myself to sleep from my freshman year to about the end of my junior year. I cried myself to sleep every single night, because nothing seemed right. I didn't even feel comfortable liking what I liked at a certain point, because I'm like, my family, who I'm with 24/7, who I really love to death, do not like me, all because of what I like. So should I stop liking that? But then I had to realize they don't love me. They claim that they're church people, and that they're this and that they're that, and they'll never give up on me and everything. But y'all did. Y'all gave right up on me. And y'all are sitting in the church judging your own grandchild. I'm saying, when I see these people out, they do not speak to me. If they do speak, it's an argument. Like, I don't know, it just really hurts. And then, like, the other day, this man came to my job, and he was an old member of my church, and I ran out there because I hadn't seen him since I was in church, which, like I said, was 2014. And when I ran out there, he was like, barely could recognize me. And then when he did, he was like, I don't see you no more because of what you did to them. And immediately I was like, I did not do nothing to these people. They are going around telling people that I did so much to them. And I have receipts of how much I used to blow my grandmother's phone up, how much I used to blow my dad's phone up, how much I used to blow my aunt's phone up, how much I used to blow their Facebooks up, all that. But I'm blocked on every single thing. I'm blocked. And to this day, nobody can give a reason as to why they do not talk to me. They just blame me and say what I did. Well, what did I do? You guys aren't even saying what I did. What did I do? What did I do? Because I didn't do anything. And I have the sweetest girlfriend ever. When my sisters were talking to me, they loved her. And then all of a sudden, my family started telling them that I was a druggie, and that I'm gay, and that I'm this, and I'm that, and I don't do this, and I don't do that, but I do this, and I do that. To the point where they called me, cussing me out, and they're 11 and 13. I don't have anybody. My whole family doesn't talk to me, like, all because of somebody who I choose to love. Y'all don't have to love who I love. Y'all don't have to like what I like. But that should never affect how y'all love me and how y'all treat me. My mom paid for every single penny you can name my whole entire high school. They never gave me not one single penny, not one. They didn't help with anything. And then it kills me because I saved 3 tickets for my graduation for my grandmother and my 2 little sisters. And they came. They were supposed to come out to eat with me. All they did was give me this little gift bag. Like, they just threw stuff in there from Walmart or something and left. Didn't answer the phone. Didn't tell me that they weren't coming. And I'm like, those are 3 tickets I could have gave to somebody who really wanted somebody to come that was really going to support them. Like, it's hard doing what you do. I fought somebody because of the way they were looking at my girlfriend's chest. So if you're somebody out there struggling with who you are, you can talk to me. I'm here to talk. I'll help you my best. But don't ever hold back your true self just because you're afraid of what others think or what others are going to do. Find yourself, find your independence, find what you really love, because that's all that truly matters, is what you love. Because at the end of the day, you're the person loving it, or him or her, you're the person. So I wanted to post my coming out story because it wasn't one of those ones where I mean, yes, I had suicidal thoughts or whatever, but it wasn't one where it was like my parents wanted to kill me. No. My dad's side of the family disowned me for being gay. Whatever, if that makes them sleep better at night, so be it. But I'm never going to change who I am. I'm never going to love somebody differently because of how somebody else wants me to love them. That's just not who I am. It's not fair, and I hope that if you're somebody watching this and you've either came out or you're trying to come out, whether you're bisexual or gay, whatever you are, do it. Do it. If you have to sit down in front of a camera to do it, then do that, because it's better to come out rather than hide in somebody that you're not. Because if you're hiding in somebody that you're not, nobody's ever going to take you serious when they find out what you really are or who you really are. So that's basically it for my coming out story. That's how they found out. I should have never texted this lady who my dad dated. I texted this lady telling her that I was gay, and she went and told my whole family. I probably should have never did that, but like I said, I didn't want to hide who I was anymore. Like, it's not a good feeling. Like, and now I see that if I was to ever bring her around, it wouldn't have went well. So I'm glad I did what I did. It just hurts losing somebody you love so much. I was never close with my dad. It was really just always my grandmother and my grandfather and my aunt. And to see them all drop me like a hot potato, like a scorching hot potato, it hurts my heart, because they're in the church folk. So I don't get why they would think that judging their granddaughter or disowning their granddaughter just for who they like would be okay with them. But to each its own. I knew I was going to get a little emotional, because I get very sensitive talking about my grandmother, because that was my best friend. That was my best friend. I had to break up with her like I was in a relationship. I had to go through my whole phone, my Facebook, everything, and delete everything of us. I even had a laptop. I had a laptop that had all of our pictures, all of our videos, everything with my old cat that passed away. But mainly everything with me and my grandmother. And I literally had to break up with her. I had to select everything and I had to delete it. And eventually it became too much, so I just reset my laptop and pawned it to the pawn shop, because it was getting to the point where they were making my mental health so bad without even knowing it, that I had to do what I had to do. And even that kind of made me a little more depressed, because like now I be trying to go back on my old Facebook and find videos of us or like pictures of us so I can show people. So I could show people like the type of relationship and the bond we had. And that Facebook's gone. She has so much on her Facebook of us that she just won't unblock me. She has me blocked. I even made a new Facebook, and I don't know how word got to her that I made the Facebook, but guess what, y'all? She blocked me before I could even send her a friend request. And you would think seeing messages so long, you gotta keep scrolling from your granddaughter that she'll reply, but never once. Never once. So, with that being said, y'all, just cherish who loves you and what you love, because That's what's important. I don't want anybody to feel how I'm feeling. Like, I hate that people get put down for being gay. I hate that gay people aren't liked because they're gay. Like, it just does not make sense to me. If that's the case, why is it okay for cats to have babies with cats? I understand it's a boy cat and a girl cat, but why is that okay? They're both cats. We're both humans. What's the difference? You feel me? Like, even if a dog was to actually mate with a freaking pit bull or a freaking lion, they're different breeds. What is the difference? What's the difference? Like, I don't know. It's not fair. So I'm gonna try and end this video now. I hope this story time helped you, or I hope it didn't make you like cry with me. If it did, I'm sorry. But I appreciate you guys for listening. I hope you guys, if you're somebody, like I said, going through this, I wish you the best. And I will say a prayer for you guys. All you need to do is comment. Say a prayer for me, or I need help, or I'm going through this, something. Like, I just want you guys to feel okay in your own skin. I want you guys to feel okay with who you love and who you are. So if you guys need help or advice or anything, please just let me know, because that's what I'm here for. So last but not least, if you guys like this video, make sure you guys leave a like, make sure you guys comment, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you know somebody struggling with this, or you know somebody going through something like this, send them this video. Maybe it could help them. And I just hope you guys didn't cry as hard as I did. Yeah, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and have fun seeing me cry.